What's up YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, and thank you for checking out my channel update. It's been a while since I've put one of these out, but man, I've just been so busy with other things that I've just not had a chance to do so. Firstly, I just want to begin by welcoming all of you who have joined us and found out about the Fuzzfinger Gaming YouTube channel over the last month or so. About 4 weeks ago we hit the 10k subscriber milestone, and that was a big effort to get to that. Actually, I've been putting videos out on the channel for about 5 years now, since 2012, and there was a few times where I never thought we'd reach that milestone, so obviously I'm very happy that we finally have. Interestingly, in the last 4 weeks alone, we've actually gained another 2,139 subscribers, so we're already over the 12k mark. So I find that contrast quite interesting. 5 years to get 10k, then just a month to get the next 2k. Obviously, I'm really looking forward to seeing where the channel is going to go from here. I've put in a lot of hard work into putting out all the content you guys have been getting, especially recently in terms of Final Fantasy 12, and it's nice to see those efforts being rewarded. But obviously that's mostly down to you guys, and I really appreciate the support. It doesn't matter how hard I work on my content, if you guys aren't going to watch it, then obviously at that point I'm just wasting my time. But it does seem as though that isn't the case, so thank you very much, and not only to my new subscribers but also my long-time viewers as well. I really do appreciate your support, your continued support, and I really do enjoy reading your comments and interacting with you as always. One of the things I am having to get used to at the moment with this newfound burst of growth, which I'm very grateful for, as I say, is all the extra YouTube comments that I'm trying to deal with. At the moment now we're averaging around about 150 to 180 new comments every day, and I would love to be able to respond to all of them, but unfortunately it's just not possible. So I can see a few people have been getting a little bit frustrated in the comments, especially some of my older viewers at times, when they're just not getting a response from me. And sometimes I don't even see your comment until quite a bit of time has passed after you've posted it, because YouTube doesn't always notify me, first of all, that you've commented at all. And then secondly, sometimes when I'm reading the comments, it's got to the point in the evening where I'm just so tired, having, you know, put out a lot of videos, come back from work, spent time with family or whatever the case may be, that I'm just not able to respond at that moment. And then by the time the next day comes, I've got a whole new batch of comments that I have to deal with. So that's something I'm having to learn from, something I'm having to try and improve upon. But if I can just ask you to indulge me with some patience for the time being, then that's very much appreciated. Those comments, by the way, are on top of the comments that I get through Facebook, through the website, and through email. I'm only a one-person show at the end of the day. I don't have anybody else to help me. I was thinking about bringing my wife on board to help answer some comments on YouTube, but then she would have to deal with the trolls as well, and I don't want to put her in that position. So at the moment, it's just me. So please do bear that in mind. Okay, so the main series we've been working through as of late is Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, a game I was very much looking forward to, and it didn't disappoint. And I've done things a little bit differently for this series, as I'm sure many of my long-time viewers will have noticed, and that is I've put out a lot more content, and I've separated the content into various videos so that people can find what it is they're looking for. So this new way of really doing a series has been a good experiment for me, and I have learned a lot from it. In many ways, I wish I'd done it from the very beginning. When I look at how my Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age walkthrough series, has compared to, for example, my Final Fantasy 10 HD Remaster walkthrough series, there's just really no comparison between the two. Final Fantasy 12 has simply outperformed the former in pretty much every possible way. And as I say, I think that's down to the fact that I just use a traditional Let's Play format for Final Fantasy X. So, you know, Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3, all the way through to the end of the game. So even though we covered all the content in that game, it wasn't really appearing in YouTube search or in people's suggested videos, and so it never really built up the audience in the way that Final Fantasy 12 has been able to, since I've basically split every bit of content off in Final Fantasy 12 in its own video, and I think that's really what's propelled that series forward. Interestingly, for Final Fantasy 12, I've still kept the traditional Let's Play episodic format for the main story of the game. So for the main story walkthrough, that'll still be in part 1, part 2, etc, etc, to the very end. And interestingly, those episodes have not performed as well as the standalone episodes, and the standalone episodes have really formed the bulk of the guide. So I've definitely learned a lot going forward. It's made me think whether even Let's Plays have kind of died a death now, whether people aren't really interested in them in the traditional sense, and whether just going forward with episodic content on specific aspects of a game and guides for a game is really going to be the way forward. I'm not yet decided at the moment. I'm probably going to stick to doing what I've done with Final Fantasy 12 and keep both active, so that we'll be doing, you know, the let's play of the story, but then branching off into standalone episodes for other pieces of content. But in the future, it might very well be possible that the let's play stuff gets dropped completely. For instance, one of the other games we've recently covered on the channel is Sonic Mania, and Sonic was always a favourite of mine back in the day when I had my Mega Drive, so I was very excited to play the 16-bit reimagining Sonic Mania, and, you know, the game lived up pretty much to my expectations and reminded me very much of my childhood, and the game is very, very good. That said, I did both a Let's Play on that, as well as intersperse that with standalone episodes of specific aspects of the game. The Let's Play, well, let me just give you an example. One of the episodes of the Let's Play garnered a meagre 94 views, and it's been uploaded for over a week, and that's the kind of audience that it got. And yet with the same game, one of my standalone episodes for Sonic Mania has gained over 60,000 views on exactly the same game. And to be honest, the video that gained 60,000 views was quicker and easier to make than the video that gained 90 views. So, you know, I have to ask the question, where is my time better spent? And that's why I'm thinking about the future of Let's Plays on the channel. But as I say, right now, we're definitely going to continue with the way things are going, since that's mostly what people know me for, and I wouldn't want to change that and disappoint them until I'm absolutely positive that it's going to be the best way forward. So going back to Final Fantasy 12, and we're actually nearly finished with the series now, and I'm going to be quite sad about that because I've really enjoyed playing through this game and sharing it with you all. We've got, I think, one or maybe two more episodes of story left to go, so that's not obviously going to take very long. We've got to complete the last couple of stages in trial mode, and we've got to complete the bestiary entries for the Scrivener trophy, and that's pretty much it. So outside of other standalone episodes that I might put out for that from time to time, we're pretty much going to be done with this series in a short amount of time. So what am I going to be doing going forward? Well, I'm already, you know, thinking about the fact that a lot of my audience that have joined me recently have joined because of Final Fantasy 12, and I expect the fact that once we finish with this series, we're probably going to lose a few people. I don't want that to be the case, but there's probably not much I can do to avoid that. I can put out new content for other games, and I'm going to be doing that, but obviously if people aren't interested in those games, since everybody has their own tastes, then people will be dropping off. I get that, and that's fine. We're just going to have to move on. One thing I might look at, though, in terms of Final Fantasy 12, not as a way of just extending the series unnecessarily, but because I'm genuinely interested in doing this, is that once we've killed the judges at the end of trial mode, is having a look at the week mode version of the game, the new Game Plus week mode, where everybody remains at level 1 throughout the entire gaming experience, and we have to see how far we can get through the story or whatever the case may be. So how good I'll be at that, how far we'd get, I have no idea, but it's an idea that I'm entertaining right now, that maybe it's something I could live stream, or maybe it's something I could you know, do a few episodes on, but we'll see how that goes. Speaking of live streaming, that's also something I've been coming back to again last week, for the first time in quite a while actually. So I live streamed on the Friday and Saturday evening, and we had a good bit of crack on those evenings as well. We gained an audience, which is unusual for me since I'm not really a live streamer, and I didn't schedule those streams, so I wasn't expecting anyone to really, you know, come and watch, but we did get some nice numbers of viewers, which meant we could have some good conversations. We had a bit of fun, and, you know, I think it was successful, so maybe we'll be looking at doing that on a more regular basis. And I'm still not going to be scheduling anything yet. My life's just too hectic to be able to do that. But I would say you can expect me, in the foreseeable future anyway, to be streaming on Friday or Saturday nights, UK time. So please do come and join us if you're able, and come and say hello when we're live. So in terms of future content for the channel, one of the new series that I was looking forward to doing, I still am, but the game's been delayed, so that's a little disappointing, is No Kuni 2. It's now coming out next year. So No Kuni was a fantastic game on the PS3. If you haven't checked that out, then please do go and have a look at the walkthrough series I made for that. It's such a charming game, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's a Japanese role-playing game, so obviously it fits right in on this channel. If you like Final Fantasy, if you like Kingdom Hearts, then Ni no Kuni is definitely something you'll want to check out. And I'm pretty sure if you do, you'll be very excited to look forward to the sequel. I know I certainly am. It's a series I'm probably going to be covering in depth in a very similar fashion to what we've done with Final Fantasy 12. So hopefully that series will be there to help you guys out with that when the game is finally with us. Aside from that, I'll probably continue to do smaller series in the meantime as well, perhaps when indie games are released and, you know, manage to kick up a bit of a storm, because indie games tend to do that from time to time, in a similar way that I've done with Sonic Mania. I know that that wasn't an indie game really, it was from a big publisher, but it was a smaller series compared to some of the larger series that I do, and I would like to keep doing some of those smaller series just to keep the channel ticking over in between big projects. Thank you again then, guys, for all of your loyal support. It's so appreciated. I couldn't do any of this without you folks, and it really does mean the world to me. Thanks for stopping by for the video today. I hope this has given you a little bit of insight into what I'm doing and where we're going, and I hope to see you all again soon as we continue on with more content here on the Close Finger Gaming YouTube channel going forward. Cheers all, take care.